Phil, how you doing today?
Good. I'm doing very well.
Good. I know you guys don't listen to the outside noise, but I was just wondering, a lot of people from the outside are saying that this could be the best defense under Pat Narduzzi. And I was wondering what you guys think about that. And is that a heavy burden for you guys to carry around all season?
I mean, last year we were pretty good, but we felt like we could have been number one. I think we were ranked number 11. So, it's just the minor details that will take us to being number one. So this year we're really, on each other, and I believe that this could be the best, the best Pitt's ever been. I really believe that.
What makes you think defense is going to be better this year?
I think that since Coach Bates got here, we improved every year, and we look at our weaknesses over the offseason, and we see what we can do better. We see how teams attacked us. We see how teams learn from other teams throughout the season, and I think that this year we really focusing on our weaknesses and what we can do better.
Phil, remind me, which linebacker spot are you slotting in at right now? I think you might have addressed it back in the spring, but I don't know if anything's changed since.
Yeah, right now I'm at money, but both outside backers in our scheme are pretty similar, and I definitely got both of them down pat.
Chase is hanging out at Mike right now. Is that so? Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Yep. And Wendell's with the mics also. He's doing a good job too.
Phil, totally different kind of non-exactly football, but there's kind of an eligibility rule that was, recommended by the NCAA. It looks like it'll be approved, that basically this shortened season won't count. And, this time next year, you'll still be whatever eligibility you are now. Since it's the players being affected, I figured I'd ask you and then later Lucas. I mean, is that something that you feel should be approved or that you would kind of welcome the rule?
Yeah, I believe, that should be, just because it's not fair for a lot of, players that, these are circumstances that no one can control. And like even me, I want to play so bad, but if our season gets cut short, I'm going to feel a little disappointed, so I definitely think that that's the fair way to go.
Phil, from what you're seeing, with Jalen opting out in front of you, I mean, who's kind of stepping up on the defensive line in the past few days since he's been out?
I've been noticing Devin Danielson. I think he's a strong guy. He could hold the front, he could hold the point pretty good. We have D Green in there. Tyler Bentley. I'm sorry, I call them by their nicknames. But I think that they've stepped us to the plate, and all of us around us, especially the backers, we're going full speed ahead. We're not looking back, we're not looking forward. We're just, doing our job to the best of our ability. And this is the best we've ever been as backers.
Phil, you made the flip to the money side, but of course you and Cam were together over there at Star last year. Just having two guys that could both play a coverage role if need be, does that allow the defense to do some different things where maybe it doesn't really matter what side of the field you or him are lining up on for a particular play? Yeah,
actually, it's funny you said that. Me and him, there was a situation today where we just were on opposite sides that we should have been, but he stepped up and he, did what my role was supposed to be, and I did what he was supposed to do. And I think just with experience, we could really just line up on either side, honestly, and play. And we have a lot of speed on the outside, and so I think that is key in coverage, and it makes the whole defense better.
Phil, what do you think Chase's best trait is as a linebacker in general, and I guess how does that translate to the mic?
Chase, I think for one, he's a great leader. I know when he's beside me, he has great leader characteristics, and he's about 250. You know, probably the most athletic guy in the linebacker room at that size. He's very athletic, and I think he's a great player. You know, I love playing next to him. I think when we're together, you know, we communicate very well, and you know, he leads the charge.
You mentioned Wendell too is working in there as well. What have you kind of seen, I guess, out of him during this camp?
I think Wendell definitely stepped up. You know, he's younger, you know, than Chase, but I think he stepped up in terms of being a leader. I know I was on him in the beginning in terms of just being vocal and communicating, and he's definitely stepped up and become that leader, and you know, communicating to the whole defense loud and clear what we're running, and that's what's most important at Mike. So I think he's been really good with that.
So what are some of the things you're doing personally to keep yourself healthy during this time?
Me personally, I get in with the trainers every day. Any nicks and bruises, I tell them about it. You know, I tell them I'm a complainer, so I'm just gonna complain about anything I got going on. But you know, I just love being on the field. So whatever I have to do to stay on the field, you know, I really learned this year as an older guy, you know, just how to take care of my body and my mind off the field. And you know, I really studied on a lot of great players, you know, before me, and I took a lot of advice since I've gotten older on just how to keep playing at a high level every day. So that's
What I'm sorry, I meant what to keep away from the COVID. What are you doing to keep your tests negative?
Well, with the COVID, I mean, that scares me a lot because I have really bad asthma, and my mom does, and that runs in my family. So I've been careful with it since the beginning, but I wear my mask everywhere. I make sure all my teammates got masks on. They're really great in the facility. I really think that this is the safest spot for us because it's really a safe haven. Like there's so many rules here, and everybody, you know, is, you know, telling each other wear masks here. But when you go outside in the real world, it's not like that at all. So you just gotta, you know, be the leaders out, you know, in the street, and just always wear our masks and show, you know, everybody else around us, like, you know, how to really take care of yourself and, you know, really just be a clean person.
So you saying you're an older guy now, is it up to you guys? Are you leading the young guys to make sure you guys do all these things so you can play? Or is everybody just on the same page that this is what you got to do if you want to play?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the young guys, they definitely have like bigger pressure to do it because they're, you know, right there on campus in the dorms, and a lot of distractions over there. So, you know, I talk to them every day, you know, about, you know, what's going on in the dorms, and you know, I have a great relationship with all the freshmen and the younger backers especially, and I think they're doing a great job. I think they're doing a great job of staying safe and wearing the mask and just being careful and sticking with each other.
Phil, you had the 5th most tackles on the team last year. What have you been focusing on specifically to improve your game this time around? And also, what's it been like with you guys had to wait a lot longer to get to actually tackling and the physical part of football and the challenges that brings?
Yeah, well, I think money, I see a little bit more action, just like being in the box more. I really love, you know, just being in between the tackles and reading, you know, the linemen and reading the back. And I love money, you know, so I think that's probably the biggest change right now to my game, just being in the boundary more. But, you know, I'm way faster, way stronger this year. We had great strength coaches. I think everybody is. And, you know, I've just been studying a lot more film, a lot more coverages of just trying to, you know, be on top and anticipate what the offense is doing every play.
Phil, you mentioned those freshman linebackers earlier. I think there's 3 true freshmen. What are you seeing from those guys like DeShields, Kamara, and AJ?
Well, I think I just see improvement from them like every day. I mean, when we first got out there, when we first got the pads on, you know, they were raw. They were very talented, but, you know, just raw in terms of like their fits and their speed, just hustling, to every play. And now, I mean, you look at them, it's like night and day. They're really getting better. I mean, they started probably at like 40%. Right now they're at like 80, 90%, and they're just doing their thing. So I'm really proud of them and happy that they're coming along so good. And honestly, I learned from them. Like I learned, things from them, just like natural things that they do. I teach them everything I know too. So yeah, I appreciate, having young backers that really try to get after it every day.
We also have grad transfer Lucas Krull on the call. Do we have any final questions for Phil Campbell before we let him go?
Real quick, Phil, what kind of things does Coach Bates do to get you guys motivated? I know he's one of those guys that doesn't just sit back and coach; he actually gets involved. What kind of things has he been doing lately?
Bates, he's enthusiastic from the second you walk in the building. I mean, you could be so tired and he's just full of energy and like, Phil, how we doing today? And I love that. I love that he brings that attitude, and it's hard to be in a bad mood around someone like that, or not be enthusiastic around him, because he loves football. He loves coaching us, and I could tell, and I love playing for somebody like that. And he really coaches me a lot. I mean, just like even off the field, like yesterday he came up to me like, in the afternoon, was just like, Phil, I really want you to start using your hands on blocks more, and not using your shoulders. And I really, this is stuff that obviously all my coaches say, but I appreciate him coming to me later in the day and telling me this, things that he noticed. So I really like that he has a personal relationship with all of us, and he coaches all of us very well.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Phil. With that, we'll transition to graduate transfer tight end Lucas Kroll. Jerry, if you want to lead us off with any questions for Lucas, as tradition.
Hey, Lucas, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Phil?
Good.
Or who is this? I'm sorry. Who we got?
Jerry DePaula, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Okay. I was just wondering if you are going to Coach Whipple and saying put more tight end passes into the offense this year.
Yeah, no, he doesn't stop hearing from me. That's for sure. Every time I tell him, I said 7-Eleven over here. I'm always open. So anytime, any place, I tell him put in the play, put another one in, put another one in. So he knows I'm always on him. But we have fun with it. It's all love.
Lucas, what's it been like working with Kenny early on, and the chemistry that you guys been working on? He was talking about how you've been adding an extra dimension to the office a couple weeks ago. What's been your progress as far as learning how he likes to work and throw the ball and developing that relationship?
Yeah, it was instant. It was boom. I get here, and it was even on my visit, man. He hosted me on my visit, and like I said, it just kind of we clicked, and it's been like that ever since. And when I first got in here in the spring, first biggest thing was getting chemistry with him, which came extremely easy, and along with learning the playbooks and getting with Coach Whip and Coach Salem and getting all those things down, which has also come very fluid for me. So it's been great, getting in transition into this offense. It's been easy for me, and it's been fun, and it's been joyful. And like I said earlier with Kenny, it's been we hit the ground running, and we haven't stopped since. So him and I, it's been a great connection, and it'll only continue to grow.
Lucas, what's it like to play for Tim Salem?
Oh man, it's great, man. I'll tell you what. People come up to me every day like, what's it like having Coach Turbo? And, he's a grandpa now, if you guys didn't know that. So next time you see him, just say, what's up, grandpa? But it's been, man, it's a joy. He's just a tremendous coach, a tremendous person, brings the juice every single day. I mean, he's 60 years old, and he's bringing the juice every freaking day. I mean, I'll be down about maybe, some small thing. I'll be tired or something, man. He'll just come up, get me going, and it could be anything. And the guys, it's the same attitude with everything. He knows how to put a smile on someone's face, and he knows how to get into you too, but he'll always love on you, man. So it's great, man. I love him to death. He's like a second dad to me now, and I can go to him about anything. So it's been wonderful.
Lucas, I'll ask you what I asked Phil a few minutes ago. The whole eligibility rule that's coming into play here. I mean, basically, this shortened season wouldn't count against your eligibility. You wouldn't lose a year. As a player who could be affected by that, kind of what are your thoughts on that eligibility rule that would come into effect here?
I don't know. I'm not really worried about any of that. All I'm worried about is getting out there every day, getting better, and playing football. So I know if we don't play, I'm coming back. So that's the one thing. But at the end of the day, all I know is we're playing football over here, and until somebody takes my helmet and shoulder pads off of me, I'm ready to play ball. So irregardless, I came here to play football, and that's what I'm going to do until somebody takes it away. So like I said, the only thing that would ever happen is that if we don't have a season, there's no question I'd be coming back. So.
Lucas, you have a pretty interesting, I guess, perspective on the eligibility thing. I mean, you ended up playing 25 games of football so far because of the way your career started. Do you think in general that guys should be easier for guys to get additional years and so that people get a full 4-year college career?
Like, are you asking what are you asking?
Just like in general, like should there be less rules about having to sit out for transfers and just like whatever circumstances guys don't get their 4 years in? Do you think they should? Do you think there should be some reform there in general, not just specifically about the coronavirus?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I think guys, that everybody has their own reasons. So I don't know. I can't really speak on others on that. But I guess that's just the NCAA thing. The coronavirus is one thing, but other people leaving, and I graduated, so that's different. But other guys leaving have their own reasons, and they, I guess, have to deal with their waivers or however that works for them. So.
Lucas, Pitt didn't see the tight end used a lot last year. How is that going to change this year with your core?
Drastically. I came here for a reason, and that was because I knew this offense was going to be able to utilize me and my talents to the fullest. So, that was the biggest reason I came here, and it's been coming true. I mean, we're out there flying around every day, having fun at practice, making plays. Just doing the things that I know I've always been able to do, and that's something I'm really proud about. Is I've had a crazy journey in my collegiate career. And, I'm finishing it exactly where I need to be, and it's going to be an extremely fun season to play. So really looking forward to this year and being in this offense.
Lucas, what other tight ends in your group, have kind of been sticking out so far?
Oh, man, Kai Wright, man, he's really stepped up. Everybody, but, man, extremely proud of him. Extremely proud of the group, man. Jake Zelinkas, man, he's a walk-on, a senior. A guy is just grit, man. He's out there every day doing exactly what he's got to do, man. He's going to be somebody that we're going to have to lean on, at time to time. So, he's somebody that he's not scared to hit somebody. And that's a great trait about, Jake. And, Kai's young, but, man, he's picking up quick. And what I love about him, man, is they're sponges, man. They come to me every day asking me, hey, man, what did I do wrong here? How to do this? How can I fix this? And as, a leader on the team, that's something you're excited about is, guys are always coming to you asking because, if I can teach them something, I'm getting better myself. So, I'm really, excited about these young guys. We got Danny, just came in from JUCO. He's a great guy. He's a great kid, great athlete, man. Excited about him too. He's got a lot of potential, man. He can catch the ball. He can block. So, I'm really happy with this group we got right now. We got Kamar. He just came over from the defensive side. He's figuring out the offense. He's doing a great job too. He's real strong. So, we got a good core of guys that work hard and continue to get better every single day.
Lucas, you look up red zone target in a dictionary, and maybe your name would be right next to it. It's your size. I'm not accusing you of counting the number of good plays you're making in practice, but are you being utilized in the red zone, and have you scored some touchdowns in the red zone in practice?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. We where we're at in our practice schedules, we've only worked red zone a couple of times now, but man, when we get down there, I just put a smile on my face and say, here we go, because, that's my opportunity to go out there and really show, who I am and what I'm capable of doing. And it's been working. So, it's been a lot of fun going out there and making plays for the team.
Lucas, you've obviously gotten to know Kenny a good bit since you've been here, but this is really the first time you've gotten to see him in like real live reps. What have you kind of taken away, or what have maybe you learned about him over the last couple of weeks now that you've gotten some real defense against you guys?
Oh man, he's a leader. He's a competitor, man. He wants to win. We'll be doing Indy periods, man, and it's got to be perfect. And that's something you look for in a quarterback. I've been a lot of places, and one thing I noticed about him is he's consistent every single day. He's a leader every single day. He wants greatness out of everybody, even if the 2s or 3s are in. Me, him, and I will be watching together, figuring things out. And, a guy will do something wrong, he'll be on him, man. He's a player coach too. He wants everybody around him to be great, and he expects nothing less. And if you don't do it, if you're not going hard, you ain't doing it right, he's going to let you know too. So that's something you really look for in a starting quarterback. And that's why he's going to get drafted and go on to have a successful, professional career after this, man, just because he's got all the tools. He's got everything you look for in a quarterback. So, I'm happy as heck to have him as my quarterback and be able to play alongside of him.
Lucas, do you miss baseball?
No,
Why not?
because I love football.
You were pretty good at baseball, though, weren't you?
I can throw it hard, yeah.
What was your best clocking on the radar gun?
97.
I have to ask this to every newbie. You've been in Pittsburgh for a while, though. Tell us what you like about the city, how you're fitting in. It's a far cry from where you were before.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I'm not in Florida or not in Kansas, but I do love it here. I really do. I first got in here in the spring, and it was quite the change coming from Sunshine State to the cloudy springtime here in Pittsburgh. So I was struggling a little bit at first. I'm not gonna lie. I hated the weather. It was just always gloomy. I was like, "Where's the freaking sun?" Like, I'm trying to smile, and then we went home for quarantine. When we got back, the summers here are absolutely gorgeous. A lot to do. If we weren't quarantining, there'd be a lot of things to do. But I wish we could have explored more in the summer and gotten to do more. But obviously, with the quarantine and our bubble that we got over here, we haven't been able to do too much outside of football, which is okay because that's why we're here. But at the end of the day, I do love it here. It's fun. I was actually born in 2 hours out of the city, which is only for 2 years, so I don't remember any of that actually. But fun fact, I was actually born here in the state. So, I do love Pittsburgh. There's a lot of good food here too.
When you were at home in Florida during the quarantine, when you guys all went back, what did you do to pass the time during that?
Well, I was pretty blessed when I got home. Where I trained at, we were able to, a lot of places shut down, but where I trained at, we were able to stay open due to we had a physical therapist, so that was deemed essential. So therefore, I was able to continue to train and not have any time taken away in that aspect. Excuse me. And so, I was really happy. I was able to go home. I had quarterbacks at home to throw with me. And I was in the the weight room training every single day. So, it was great for me. I was at home, just picked up right where I left off and kept grinding and kept getting after it. And I think, honestly, that was a blessing in disguise. I was able to just continuously work and, I was able to improve my game quite a bit, actually.